Without further ado, okay. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, so first level, Insanity Beach, pretty iconic. Oh, weird camera at the start. J version has a mask at the start, other versions don't have it. So yeah, 100% the goal is to get all 26 gems and 2 keys. The 2 keys unlock 2 levels. And in order to get the gems in this game, you need to break all the boxes in a level and not die past the checkpoints. And now that I've broken that checkpoint, if I were to die at any point after it, I'd have to re-enter the level because all the boxes respawn. And I'm getting this invincibility here. Invincibility is usually slower in this game except for a few spots. It's faster here because of this box bridge. It makes it really fast because as you can see, once it loads, I can just walk right across it like that. And you also notice I'm zigzagging through the air. I'll explain that later. There's a better level to show that off in, because you'll get like a nice visual of it. Yeah, the camera thing at the start, that's based off the level you played before. I practiced Cortex Power before that, so that was what influenced it. First level done, got a gem. And this is Jungle Rollers. This is the first level where you're intended to not be able to get all the boxes on the first visit, because colored gems can act as platforms that give you access to secret areas. But there's a trick you can do in this level, a glitch, which will give us access to it without the green gem, which you would normally get from Lost City and do this level once again at the end of the run. We call it Jungle Rollers Skip. So, it's pretty cool. Just go up here. And you can't see the boxes being broken, but you can hear them and you can see all the lives I'm getting. I broke 3 life crates up there that are off screen. And you're not supposed to be able to do that. It's pretty cool. So yeah, now we just break the rest of the boxes. Oh, I'm getting spin timered. The spin timer is an interesting mechanic in this game. If you spin too much, then a sort of I guess you can call it a cooldown has to occur. Say you get like 6 spins before it has to cool down, and after 2 seconds of cooldown, you get 1 spin back. Hey, we're already getting bits. Good start to the second day. Up next is Great Gate, first side-scrolling level. This game has a nice mix between side-scrollers and like 3D levels, backwards levels, all that. This level has another skip where we can get 100% on the first visit without having to come back. Normally you need the yellow gem, which is at like literally the end of the game, but we can get access to the secret area without the yellow gem. Just need to keep at least 1 mask, because it does require a damage abuse to be possible. Well, it is possible without a damage abuse. There was a method people used to do, which was much harder, where you jump off the side of the portal, and it was really precise and really dumb, inconsistent. Oh, I lost 1 mask, but I had an extra, so that doesn't matter. It's whatever. Just wait for... I'm just going to play this a bit safe, because I don't want to screw it up. And there we go. I'm out of bounds right now. I'm walking on top of the level, and that allows me to go right over the portal onto the other side. And I low-key almost really screwed it up, but we didn't, so whatever. Just gotta make sure not to die in this gem path. These spikes are good, I can hear them. There's a spin bounce off that bouncy crate. That's not something you're supposed to be able to do. It's kind of precise, but it's not the hardest thing in the world to spin jump off a crate without, like, falling through it. You can do it in all 3 Crash games. It's seen more in Crash 2, though. Way more in Crash 2. Alright, last climb. Pretty safe from this point. Good. 3 gems so far. So, if we were playing the game the way the developers intended, we should only have 1 gem by this point, but 2 skips, and we have 3. So this is Boulders. first backwards level. There's another boulder level later on. Gimmick is you get chased by this boulder, Indiana Jones style, and you gotta run away from it. Now, if you play the game the intentional way, that boulder is on your tail for pretty much the entire level. Like, I believe I heard someone say that the boulder's speed is... like, it either matches Crash's base walking speed or is a little faster, you just get a bit of a head start on it. But it's supposed to be on your tail the whole time, but I'm doing that thing I mentioned earlier called zigzagging, and I'm getting a huge lead on the boulder, like it's way farther away from me than it's supposed to be. So yeah, the mechanic of zigzagging is pretty much alternating diagonals while in the air. It doesn't work on the ground in this game. So I'm holding down to go down, obviously, and I'm alternating down left and down right. I'm pretty bad at zigzagging down, so it's not my best performance with it, but still, you see the idea of how I get farther away from the boulder. That's a nice short level. So yeah, zigzagging, it gives you a speed boost, and that speed boost can also help you clear some jumps that would otherwise not be possible. Now, this level also has a skip we can do, so we don't have to come back to it later, like with Great Gate and Jungle Rollers, but I decided that it's way too inconsistent for a marathon. It's too unlikely that I would get that. However, if we have time at the end, I can show it off. At least show as much of it as I can, which could be pretty cool. So from this point, there's no revisit skips until Cortex Power, which is on the 3rd island. I want to say it's like at least 25 minutes into the run. I'm gonna wait on this because I'm used to just doing upstream skip where you get the invincibility there, so I wasn't even zigzagging hard enough to make that cycle, I don't think. There's gonna be a submarine jump up here. Good. I guess I can explain a submarine jump. You'll see a lot of them in the run, especially on Island 3. A submarine jump is where you... oh, and also there's the box if you don't get the boxes. A submarine jump is where you spin as you're falling off a ledge, and then after the spin animation finishes, you have 10 frames to do a jump midair. It's pretty neat. It's a really cool technique. There was another submarine jump I could have done right before that one, but when I got there I just felt very unprepared for it, so I didn't bother with it. It seemed like I'd likely die to it anyway. Doesn't cost that much time, anyways. And this is Papu Papu first boss fight. He has 5 health because it's the Japanese version, but on NTSEU and PAL, he has 3 health. They just buffed him, I guess for Japanese version. Felt he was too easy. So this is another level where you can't get the gem on the first pass, but there is no skip known for this level, so no matter what we do, we can't get all the boxes on the first pass here. It's just impossible at the moment. Maybe it'll be found in the future, but who knows. Maybe I could explain cycles. So these rolling cycles, like these rolling boulder things, donuts, whatever you want to call them, I want people to start calling them donuts because I think it's kind of funny. But the donuts are what we call spawn cycles, which mean they load when you're in a certain proximity to them, certain distance within them. Whereas global cycles run as long as the game is not paused or in a loading screen. So they can be a bit unpredictable sometimes, but if your knowledge is good, you can try and predict them as well as possible. And there's also local cycles, but that's super rare for this game and Crash games in general. And a local cycle is when the cycle starts when you enter the level. One example of that is Castle Machinery, but I'll explain that more when I get there. Alright, Hog Wild. This game doesn't have like any vehicle levels at all, it's just this hog level and then another hog level that we do much later on. It's pretty much an auto-scroller. Like, you can't make the hog go faster. Zigzagging doesn't work. All zigzagging can really do is cause lag, because the hog squeals every time you change direction. At least I don't think that'll happen on like my PS2, but on older PS2 models it can happen. And we can't get the gem first try on this level, so we're breaking all the boxes. On NTSU and PAL for this game, the green gem is in this level. Or, no, sorry. On the other versions of this game, it's just a clear gem in this level, but on Japanese version, they moved the green gem from Lost City to here. And I always assumed that that was because they wanted players to be able to find the color gems easier, because the gem on this level is really easy compared to others. Yeah, I dropped 175 frames, sorry. It's my stupid ISP, most likely. So sorry about that. Another side-scrolling level. This level is pretty challenging, actually, for being the 9th level in the game, if you count bosses. But we can't get the gem first try here. We need the red gem from what would be Slippery Climb on the other versions, but on Japanese version, they put the red gem in Lost City, because that color gem was moved to Hogweld. And that actually saves us time, but I'll explain that later. There's a really cool application of submarine jump. That's one of my favorites. You can just go completely under that spike. Maybe I should have gotten the mask to show off the out of bounds. Oh well. You can do an out of bounds in this level that's similar to the one I did for the Great Gate skip. It only saves time, like, based on what cycles you get. It's not that important. Especially in Hundo, doesn't really matter as much, because it's just not as optimized as any percent. Shoutouts to White Paws. This here isn't a glitch, it's just like a secret path to make this part easier. And it's faster for RTA, but in TAS, it's actually faster to go on the main path, because you can spike boost. RTA, like, we've tried the cycles there, but they don't seem viable. Whereas TAS knows the cycles exactly and can manipulate some stuff, etc. Oh, first death, yikes. I barely missed that platform. Oh well. This level can be a jerk sometimes, so I think I'm pretty much used to dying in this level every now and then. It does happen. There we go. It's a shame, because I got a cycle at the end there where you can do a pretty neat thing, but oh well. Maybe we'll get to do it on the second visit. That was still an alright native fortress, besides the death. Oh, I don't know why I'm getting boxes. Muscle memory screwing me. Oh, I'm still... Yeah, I'm dropping a lot of frames right now, I'm sorry. This is... Yeah, I would blame my ISP. Unless it's like something else causing frames to drop. Because when I stream, I hardly ever drop frames. So, I don't know if it's something with like the RTMP causing it. Or if it's on Shadow's End or whatever. But OBS does say I'm dropping frames. Also, I almost died there. That's a camera manipulation. You try and move the camera there to load that plant cycle later so you can skip it without having to wait. It's pretty alright. Yeah, maybe I should lower my bitrate after this level, if you think that could help it. Actually, I can't even remember what my bitrate is off the top of my head. Probably should have lowered it before. Here you gotta backtrack to get these boxes here. These boxes load after hitting that exclamation mark box. And so you bounce on the lily pads in a specific order, so you don't have to wait for them to come back. Yeah, just wait until after this level and I'll lower the bitrate. I don't think I've dropped frames in this level though, except for at the start maybe. I'll lower it regardless. Yeah, it's at 1600. I'll lower it to like 900. Alright. Twitch server. Alright, so this is Ripperoo. Bosses in this game are pretty easy, so... But the gimmick is to time blowing up the TNT so he gets hurt by them. But because you spawn with 2 masks and bosses in this game, you can just damage abuse for the last 2 phases. And this fight is the same every time, like his pattern's consistent. It's not random or anything, so... If you just practice this fight, it's fine. And you can cheat death there. Just die, like as he's about to say Yate, and you don't actually die in that water. It's pretty neat. Lost City, this is where we get the red gem. I'm gonna death abuse at the start because then I know what cycles I'm gonna get, because dying resets cycles in this game to predictable positions. I should have mentioned that earlier. But there's a lot of stuff to talk about in this game. Another side-scrolling level. This level is pretty hard to speedrun. It's one of the hardest levels in any percent. Aw, damn. That part in particular I really hate, because one little screw up and you don't go fast enough to kill those bats. I guess the, like, thing with the bats is that there's the small bats and then what I call the mother bats. If you kill both mother bats, then all the small bats automatically die. So that's what I try to do here. I should get it now. Okay. Okay. That would have worked in, like, 99% of the other times I did that, but today I decided not to work. Let's try once more. There we go. Even then, I felt like that shouldn't have worked, but the last one should have. Oh well. It's an off-screen mask here. Almost died there again, Jesus. It's been a few clutch moments in this run so far. I guess I should explain tokens. So right now at the bottom there I have a Tana token and a Brio token. Tana tokens are meant so you can save your game. Obviously that's slow in a speedrun. There's boxes in the bonus rounds but you don't need them in any of them. The one on the left there is a Brio bonus. Those don't really have a purpose it seems, except for maybe like an extra challenge or for extra lives maybe. And there's also Cortex bonuses which we don't see until Island 3. And if you complete those you get the 2 keys I mentioned earlier which unlock 2 levels for each respective key. But you don't need any boxes in the bonuses. Whereas in the Insane Trilogy you do. They changed that. But they also made it so, except for color gem levels, you don't need to complete levels deathless. Nice. That there is pretty scary, but it's cool. Gotta use these lizards to big jump. Oh no. Oh, that did not just happen. That's pretty shit. I just completely went off the side there. I thought I was fine, otherwise I would have adjusted myself. Just gonna death abuse again to set up the cycles. Okay, I'm just gonna... One little mistake at the start and the cycle screw up, so if that happens you might as well just die again. So yeah, that's the nature of this category. One death can cost several minutes because you gotta go right back to the start. Or back to the map and then the start, I should say. That's a shame. I made this cycle twice. This cycle here is pretty hard to catch. I didn't get the mask though, so that's pretty epic. I don't know why I didn't get it. Should've. I even made that cycle twice. Oh well. Rip. I don't think that matters though. Oh, it matters if I miss that cycle, so now I'm behind on the rest of the stuff, so I'll probably play the top floor pretty slow. Because I just won't know what to expect at this point. You can jump on these platforms while they're on the wall, but it's a precise timing. And I'm pretty out of practice with it. I haven't done them in a while, so... It would be foolish to try them in this, I think. Jeez. Shouldn't zigzag here. Won't matter for the cycles anyway. Okay, I got this here. Yeah, it's not too bad. I've gotten worse there when I've screwed up. Jeez, I can't believe I died there. It's ridiculous. I'll do this strat here because I'm tilted that I died. Okay, there we go. Using lizards to big die. Yeah, pulled board jumps are patched. Yeah. More people need to call them mother bats. Yeah, Rico's so used to NST, it's funny. Temple Ruins. There's two of these kind of levels in the game. The other one's Jaws of Darkness. It's these kind of, like, indoor ruins levels. Wow, thanks for the momentum drop. I appreciate it. That can happen. You got that. Dropped inputs. Can be annoying. But at least that was at the start of the level, not like at the end. Oh, thanks. Thanks, I don't know why that happened. Jeez. I'm dying too much. At least the deaths have been small, I think, except for the Lost City one. So yeah, these two temple levels are just like a giant freaking hole. Just a bunch of small platforms. Here there's something really weird. An invisible bridge that appears when you walk on it. It reminds me of Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, which is why my split in this level for my hundo splits is called Leap of Faith. Referencing that. Am I gonna get the same cycle here? Yeah, well. That corner skip there is riskier than it looks. I'm pretty used to it now, though. These cycles at the end can really suck. Alright, there we go. No big re-entry. Yeah, flame skip is a thing. On those big flames, if you're going forwards or backwards, not 2D though, you can jump on the side and survive. I don't really like to do it in hundo as much, but I might do the backwards one in Jaws, so watch out for that. I'm usually pretty confident in that one, and I tend to have like 1 or 2 masks. So, it doesn't worry me. Yes, I got that strat. I was hoping I'd get that in this. Pretty cool. These hogs here are invincible. You can't kill them, even with invincibility. I'm pretty sure in NST you can kill them with invincibility, but here they're just invincible. And they can walk on air. Like, look at that. Doesn't even have to jump. Whenever there's single spaces between these, like, purplish, brownish, reddish boards, you can walk across them without falling. So, Red Gem, we got that in the Lost City, that was 2 levels ago. This is the reason why the Japanese version is faster, because you only have to do 1 visit to this level. Because on the American version and European version, you don't have the Red Gem by this point, so you can only do like an any % playthrough of this level on your first go. You have to come back to it later on the other versions. So it's really nice, because this level kind of sucks to have to do at the end. I've played NTSEU Hundo a bit. So yeah, these levels are pretty simplistic. Kind of like pure platforming, I guess. A lot of levels in Crash are like that though, to be fair. Look at this hog, just walks over everything like it's nothing. You see him rolling. So here, there's a thing past the portal. This part of the game's really stupid, in my opinion. because as you can see, I'm landing on these invisible planks, but like you can see I'm jumping over holes. Like there aren't like more boards between the ones I'm stepping on. It's really stupid. Like the first time you're there, you have no idea what to do. It's a lot of like beginner traps in this game. But I think that like as long as you know everything in this game and you know what you're doing, it's a really fun game to speedrun. But if you don't, you're just gonna get screwed over by a lot of stuff. So this is the second boulder level. We can't get the gem on this level. We need the purple gem. And again, zigzagging, gaining more and more distance from that boulder. There's really not too much to these levels, honestly. Boulder levels are pretty simple. It's like mainly zigzagging. And I guess I also should mention that while you're zigzagging, you want to do spin jumps. Because that does also give you a little bit of a speed boost, and of course it adds up over the course of the run. So here I'm trying to spin, but you gotta keep in mind the spin timer. If you spin too much, you can't spin, you gotta let it cool down. So you watch out for that. And I don't think I explained Aku Aku. You see that little mask following me? He has like the colored feathers on him. He acts as like your hit point. So if you have one of him, he takes one hit for you. And if he's golden, that means you have two of them and he takes 2 hits. And if you collect a third one, that means you go invincible for a period of time. And then after the invincibility finishes, you just go back to 2 masks. Yeah, I imagine Twitch working properly. It says I haven't dropped frames since Up the Creek, so hopefully we're good for the rest of the run. I did also lower my bitrate, so hopefully it's smooth sailing from this point. Regardless of whoever's side it's on, I probably should have lowered my bitrate before I started. I didn't even think of that, because I know Crash Numbers was dropping frames as well in his Spyro. And lowering his bitrate seemed to fix it. So, Slippery Climb, another side-scrolling level. Something interesting is that on the Japanese version, this level is normally on Island 3, and if we were on the American version, this level would be Sunset Vista, but they switched it because they believe that Sunset Vista's difficulty should have put it on Island 3. Also, that was not the cycle I thought it was going to be. I completely miscalculated that cycle. That's fine. These stairs can be trolls. They're global cycles, so they're always moving for the whole game. Unless the game is paused during a loading screen, so they can be unpredictable. You can stand here and not fall. It's pretty cool. There's another set of stairs at the top of this vertical section that I'll just wait on. Definitely won't risk it in a marathon, especially now that I had that pretty big death in Lost City. Yeah, Rebecca, thanks. And thanks if anyone else said GL earlier. I wasn't paying much attention to the chat at the start. You can 3D arrange the vials that the scientists throw. And that was bad anyway, so whatever. Let's see what cycle I get here. Sometimes this cycle here is pretty tight and it's pretty cool to watch, but not in that case. Reminder, my PB enters the bureau bonus round here. Memes. Lost like 15 seconds probably. Nice, got that cycle skip. That cycle skip can be a troll, and these birds can also be trolls. That first bird can actually be too high for you to jump on. It's more of a problem in Hundo. Thanks, 1 for 7. Yeah, that's another thing with like the switching of Sunset Vista and Slippery Climb, is that Slippery Climb being on Island 2 doesn't make any sense because it's Cortex's castle. And Cortex's castle is on Island 3. Like, as you can see on the map there, it's like ancient ruins. It's not Cortex's castle. Like, they didn't even bother to change that. They're just like, okay, switch these 2 levels and that's it. And another fun fact, because they switched the levels, the cycles are actually different from the other versions. Some sort of issue in the localization, I guess. And this is Koala Kong, another boring fight. There's also a random element to it, the random element being how long he takes stepping to the left before he throws the large boulder. You can manipulate it, but it's not consistent. Like, any movement I do here can manipulate it, but it's not consistent. It's just hoping. Pseudo-random. And a task... Nice voice crack. A task can, manipulate it very well. You can't control these minecarts, though, that get in the way. He died to a drop jump and SC. Damn, dude. Oh, good luck on your run tonight. It is tonight, right? Not tomorrow. Here we go. It's tonight, gotcha. Contest drop inputs. Gonna not mash here so the game doesn't crash. I haven't had a map crash on console yet, but you never know when it's gonna happen, so. The game crashing in this isn't really a problem as much as like other Crash games. Like Crash 3 can crash like anywhere, pretty much. This game is pretty good with crashes. I've only had like 1 unintentional game crash, and that was back on emulator. Entering generator room. So this is heavy machinery. This level can be hard. Gonna try and get invincibility later on, but in this part of the level, there's a lot of stuff I can easily get hit by. It's just time loss. Like, it's not like a major problem if I don't get third mass form. At least I got good cycles here. There's another submarine jump. That's a really nice demonstration of it. Just a nice 2D section so you can see what it's doing. 10 frames. It's really easy. Like, I recommend new runners even try to learn submarine jump early on. It's really not that difficult. Huh. Those boxes still scare me even though they break every time. I wanted to beat that steam cycle, but here's another submarine jump up here. This one's cool as well. Whee! I'll puss out here at the end because I have died here in past marathons, so just gonna make sure that doesn't happen again. Alex Mandy versus the world. That was a relay race, and I lost 4 minutes in this one level. It was sad. I actually haven't failed the sub jump in heavy machinery, like, much at all. I think I failed it once in a run, and that was it. I feel like I'm more consistent in it in Hondo than any %. It's weird. Damn. Sucks. So this level has a revisit skip. I mentioned it earlier. I may or may not get it though, because it's random at the end. There's a clip that you need to do a submarine jump off of, and it likes to not be there. So you just fall and die. But we'll see what happens. I'll still attempt it, because the first part of it is pretty cool, and it's consistent, so if I can at least show that off, then that's nice. Okay, I have 1 mask here, that's good. Good to have at least 1. I won't do this cycle skip in a marathon. Also, I'll wait on this so I know what cycle it's gonna be. There we go. Oh. My finger slipped on X twice. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show off the entrance. This is a meme, but I'm gonna still show off the entrance. So if I didn't die and I came back here, I would come up here, and I would mash, jump in square, and warp over here, Be in the gem path. There we go. But I gotta finish the level now, because I died. I can't get the gem anymore. That's fine. We'll just assume that the random clip wouldn't have worked. I'll explain the random clip more when I come back here. I guess I could have done that on the second visit. The entrance, whatever. Oh well. Cortex Power is a bitch of a level. All the runners hate it. It's just filled with so much garbage. Whoops. I really suck at zigzagging at the start of this level. Did I get that? I just fall off the side every time. Oh, I bonked my head on scenery. Wow, that's never happened before. I've never seen that. That's crazy. Of course, the first time for something has to be in a marathon. That's Eben. Submarine jump off that. Corner skip. There we go. Pretty bad cycles here, IMO. Yeah, I've never died to that scenery before. That's never happened. I've done that strat so many times. I even do that strat sometimes in any percent just because I'm bored. It's like a swag thing, I guess. But yeah, that thing in Cortex Power was really dumb. Just my thumb slipping and pressing X. And then I got scared and pressed X again, I guess. I tend to panic. Panic way too much. I can actually skip riding this platform at the end, but it's really dumb to do. Especially in Hundo. Like, really dumb to do in Hundo. See if I can get the strat at the start here. Nope. There's a fast way to break this set of 4 boxes, but it's pretty tricky. At least I didn't die attempting to. So, Toxic Waste, pretty gimmicky level. You got these barrels that the guys throw. Eventually they'll throw brown barrels that bounce. These ones just roll on the ground once they land. The whole level's like a linear path, and the challenge of that is that it's really easy to zigzag off the side. It happens to all the runners, and it's really, really annoying. It's pretty scary. I tend to, on good runs, I'll lower the zigzag here a bit to try and be more conservative. I'll try and spin this TNT. Nice. So there are the brown ones. They bounce instead of just rolling. Alright, that was pretty good except for the start. Nice solid ending. So we got the orange gem in the last level. I forgot to mention that. And now we're getting the blue gem. I suppose now that I have the blue gem, I'll just go back and do Cortex Power the intended way. Also, I have 2 masks, so that's nice. Don't usually keep masks out of Toxic Waste. Whoa, I did not mean to bounce on that enemy. Nice. Focusing too much on zigzagging. Yeah, this is how I usually do this part. Should go better. Good. God, I can't believe my thumb slipped on X while I was writing that. That's so silly. So yeah, normally you're supposed to just ride this blue gem, but when you try to do the skip, you just ride that platform like go up that wall like I was showing earlier. And do this warp. The warp, I don't think I fully understand how the warp works, but I think it's something to do with nice. Fuck's sakes, now I gotta wait for it. Something to do with the camera thinking you're supposed to be in another spot, so it just teleports you there. It's not a common thing in Crash games. So here you're supposed to do a submarine jump off that wall somewhere. If you want to do this skip, it's random though, because the clip disappears. Nice. Almost fucked up the end. Oh, sorry for swearing. I got a sailor's mouth. Alright, so now we're gonna fight the boss, Pinstripe. The gimmick is that he has a gun and you hide behind the furniture to dodge the bullets. But it's actually faster here to not hit him right there when he's vulnerable. You want to hit him here for the first time, because it makes the fight faster. He just does less jumping around later on. And for his first 3 hits, you can just hit him like this, but for some reason it doesn't work for these last 3 hits. He's just invincible. As you can see, he has really good aim. Can't even hit me at point blank range. It's like Stormtrooper aim, I guess. $5 for the sword jar. Does all this jumping around and flips and stuff. I don't know why he just doesn't go up and run towards Crash behind the furniture. Oh yeah, I should also mention that the music is a bit different in some levels on the Japanese version. I don't like most of them, to be honest. It's only bosses though and bonus round music, I think. I don't think any of the level music was changed, luckily. So, second bridge level. More invincible hogs. This one sort of has a lot more turtles. With these turtles, you're supposed to bounce on them, which causes them to flip over. And then you can bounce on their bellies, which makes you go super high up. It makes you clear those jumps, but with zigzagging, you don't even have to bother. This part up here is laggy, so I'm gonna stop here so it doesn't drop my input. Like, ask any runner, that spot drops inputs a lot. Sometimes it's worth it to just halt there. And this level is also shorter on the Japanese version. Normally at like that part of the level, it's the last checkpoint, then there's another section with a bunch of turtle bouncing. Yeah, that guy's of horrible aim. You prefer embryo Japanese. Interesting. Koala Kong's alright, I'll give it that. But the rest I'm not a huge fan of. Oh, you also Death Beast at this level. It's actually really fast too. Because it makes all the cycles really fast as long as you catch them all. And it also fixes the thing I was talking about earlier with cycle desyncing. Like, the cycles won't desync, they'll just be the way they're supposed to. This is the longest level in the game. I think my best seg is under 4 minutes 20 seconds, like a 4:16 or a 4:15 or something. So yeah, it's really long. Way longer than Lost City. It's filled with all kinds of cycles, and it's so long and so filled with cycles that if you really screw up the cycles in this level, you can lose like over 30 seconds just to cycles, even if you don't die or anything. It's crazy. Like, I remember when I was more of a newbie to this category, Koji would tell me, oh, you're losing like 30 seconds in Sunset Vista. And I'm like, no way, how? But yeah, there's so many cycles. But I was actually the one who figured out that dying at the start gives you great cycles. Though I don't really know why no one else really tried that before me. It made this level much easier. And you'll be able to get like consistent time save here in this level. Yeah, it won't be like sometimes you lose 20 seconds, sometimes you save 20 seconds, you know? Go, go, go. It's a little behind on that cycle. But there's a bit of leeway with these cycles compared to Lost City, where as you saw, like one little screw up put me behind on this cycle. Oh yeah. If we were on any other version of the game, Slippery Climb would be at this point. And Sunset Vista would have been a level we did already. Also, neat little strat back there. Bouncing off the checkpoint to get the exclamation mark box. And we got our Cortex token, if you've forgotten. We collect 3 Cortex tokens, go on a bonus round, and he gives us a key if we beat the bonus round. And keys unlock levels, where we can get more gems. Oh man, I'm so behind on this cycle. Okay, that was pretty tight, but I did it. Done did it. Good, we got all the cycles. That was very good. Lost Noodle. It's a good inside joke. So yeah, bonus round. We do not need to break any boxes in this level. Just the ones that are obstructing the path, obviously. As you can see, it throws up the key, and I got the key. That unlocks Whole Hog, which we do at the backtracking, so you won't see it for a while. Damage abuse. I got that mask at the start just for that flame. Yeah, this is actually looking like a really nice Sunset Vista. I would save like at least 10 seconds over my PB with this split. But I'm skipping a bunch of splits because I didn't do upstream skip. There we go. Very nice. I'm pretty pleased with how that went. Oh yeah, Cortexes. I actually never heard the full thing until recently, where I looked it up on YouTube. Yeah, Crash 2 never happens. You don't even fight Cortex in this category, by the way, for those that don't know. You just get the secret ending, and that's it. So the gimmick in this level is that Aku Aku acts as your light source. When you pick him up, he lights up the area so you can see. But if you go for too long without picking up another mask, it goes dark and you can't see pretty much anything. And that also means, like, since he's your mask, what am I doing? If you get hit, your light will go away as well. So, you gotta watch out. You won't really have a problem with the light running out in speedrunning, because you have zigzag, you just get to the next masks way faster than the developers intend you to, but you can still get hit. And then you'll be in the dark, and you gotta hope that you can maybe remember what the layout is of the level. It's not that often of a problem, though. Also, I did a submarine jump on that shield back there. I was a bit delayed to the cycle because of what I did after the first checkpoint. The little screw up I did. There's another one. I was really behind on that cycle as well, so I had to clutch out the zigzag there. But still cool. At least I was still able to show off some cool stuff there. Thanks, Wingo. Oh, and we can't get the gem on this level. You need the yellow gem. So we just do an 90% playthrough. This level has the next Cortex token. It'll unlock Fumbling in the Dark, which is one of the hardest levels casually, in my opinion. You can spin through the spears. I guess I haven't really mentioned spinning through stuff. You can spin through pendulums in the darkness levels, spears in these temple levels, electricity and cortex power in the lab, and probably some other stuff that I can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, it's pretty much like if it doesn't have a solid hitbox, then you can usually spin through it. If you still haven't gotten enough sub-jump action, there's some. And there's Flame Skip, the one I didn't do in Temple Ruins, but at least I was able to demonstrate it there. That one doesn't, like, save time, because I could just damage abuse off it, but it's a neat little swag. Here's the blue gem path. There's an off-screen box right there. It's pretty jerkish. It's one of those beginner traps. Invincibility is faster here, mainly because of the next set of boxes. These boxes. I did that pretty slow. I wanted to play it safe and not go off the side. There's a bit of a faster way to do that. Almost got to the life. There's no way I would have caught that cycle. Rex Cap. Jaws of Andy. Yeah, this level is killed. Lots of good runs of Crash Runners. More so in any percent. This level's way harder in any percent. I think most runners will agree on that. It's a lot more demanding. So here's the Cortex bonus. Normally there's like a bit of a puzzle here with the TNTs, so you make that bridge that's below me, but there's a whole sequence skip by just doing a submarine jump. That's another one of my strats, where I was like, how did no one else think of this? Oh yeah. Rico has a pretty good clip on that bonus where he did a really clutch move. He like got stuck between the boxes, it was crazy. This level went pretty well. And I have 2 masks for the next level, which is helpful. Yeah, you must never PB again. And I must never talk properly again. Alright, Castle Machinery. The big thing in this level is the cycle at the end. It's a local cycle, which means that it starts moving right as I enter the level. So that cycle just started moving. And that means that I have to play this entire level fast enough to be able to get a fast cycle on it. It's not too demanding, but if you make too many small mistakes, it can still be enough to miss it entirely. There's also a pretty nasty box bridge coming up later in this level. People used to think you had to do a risky strat for that to get the fast cycle, but you don't. So I just completely stopped doing it once I realized that. Like I never go for it. Cool little 3D range there. I like that strat. I find this level pretty boring though. It has a lot of these boring sections where you just wait for these platforms and just like save frames on these jumps. I don't know, you might find that jump cool or something. Yeah, put that clip on DVD and VHS. Oh, and invincibility here is faster. It helps a lot. Like, it's super painful to do that entire part without invincibility. And then you usually lose your masks, and then stuff up here gets a little bit more risky. I think so far I'm good on catching the cycle. We'll see though. So yeah, this is the safe way of doing the box bridge. It's my strat. It's completely consistent, except for the other day where I died to it. So the cycle is right up here. I should catch it. Yep, there we go. That's the fastest cycle you can catch at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think anyone's been able to catch a faster cycle. Just gonna play this part safe. So I usually screw this up anyway. Some damage abusing. There we go, that was pretty nice. Yeah, just do that, Rico. Alright, so last boss up here that we fight, because like I said before, you don't have to fight Cortex in 100%. Again, a pretty easy boss. He makes some pretty interesting noises on the Japanese version, and his music's changed. But the thing in this fight is he throws green vials, which pop out these slimes, and killing them takes away his health for whatever reason. And you have the pink ones that explode, obviously, as you can see. You just really gotta make sure you destroy the slimes fast, or else he does more animations and you lose more time than you'd think you would. Listen to this noise. Or these noises, rather. Pretty interesting noises. Sounds way less threatening, but it's funny, so it's whatever. Alright, lab. It's the last level we'll do before backtracking. This level has the yellow gem. As you saw, there was a mask at the start. That mask isn't there on the other versions. It's only the Japanese version where they added it, and it makes it super nice. Like, it can be a lot more aggressive in this level. However, if you do lose the mask, then you begin to feel the NTSU horrors, and might have to play things a little bit more conservatively. When I play on NTSU, I definitely don't be as aggressive as I am now in this level, because you just don't have a mask and you can die very easily. In any percent, this is like the last main level. Because then you just have Great Hall, which is really short in any percent, like super short. And then, Cortex. Also, don't ask what I was doing back there, because I have no idea either. Yeah, there's Rico with the translation of the sound. I was waiting for that. Sorry for mic noises. So, thus begins the backtracking. And we're actually going to get the last color gem in this level. It's kind of weird how they have a color gem in a level you need to backtrack to, but it's whatever. You do need the purple gem that you get in this level for Boulder Dash, though, so you gotta make sure you do this level before the Island 2 and Island 1 backtracks. The revisit to this level is super short, and you'll see why. I guess I never talked about hints. So yeah, those text boxes I get occasionally when I pick up a mask, those are on the Japanese version only, and you can only skip them by pressing X or circle. And X is to jump and circle's to spin, so it can be pretty annoying. But I know how to, like, deal with all of them, so it's more of a problem for new runners who try and use Japanese version. Wingo donated PogChamp. PogChamp. So yeah, that's what the yellow gem gives you there. Gives you access to that tower. And that's why the level's super short. Cuts off a pretty decent chunk of it. Yeah, the hints are in Crash 2 and 3, and Twak, I believe. But Aku Aku actually like has this animation where he talks to you. It's probably even more annoying. Oh, whoops. The scenery is a big issue in this level, especially at the start. These archways can really easily kill you. There we go. Do a sub jump to catch that. So yeah, sorry I forgot to explain some stuff, but like in this game, and especially in Hundo, there's just a lot of stuff to explain. So I do forget about some stuff. It's definitely not all self-explanatory. Just gonna wait here. It's pretty risky to skip some of these pendulum cycles because they knock you up in the air and then you usually die because you get stuck on some scenery and you can't see crash. Oops. Oh, see, now I'm in the dark. I could easily die here. I have no idea what's going on there. Okay. We haven't died in a while, so... 321. GG, Saboom. Made it through all that suffering. I thought he would have finished a while ago, damn. How much more did he die? Yeah, oh dang. I couldn't remember if that... Oh my god. That completely threw me off. Let's try again. I was hoping I wouldn't die in a level again, because I don't think I died in any of the, like, levels after Pinstripe. But, rip the dream, and rip my sub-jump. Okay. Oh my god. My zigzag's really bad today. I definitely didn't warm up as much as I could have. What the f- Okay, yeah, this is getting really bad. This level can be really annoying with all the scenery. Zigzagging is not fun in it. I had a feeling this level would go badly. Just had a feeling. Jeez. You can spin through those pendulums, but while you're in the air, you only have a small amount of frames to spin through them, so it's quite risky. Because, as I said, you just get knocked up. It's hard to land properly. There we go. Literally impossible without masks. Not wrong. It does suck without masks. Alright, so now we're back to Island 1 and 2 backtracks. Because now we have all the color gems and can 100% the levels we could not before. This is the second hog level. This level is actually quite broken. It has a lot of dumb glitches, but most of them can be avoided. So hopefully it goes well. That box there, that third to last box, is quite glitchy. You can just walk right over it and have it not break. But it does seem that going neutral on it helps prevent that glitch, so that's what you should do. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to Island 1. There will be 3 levels that I'll do there, because I now have colored gems. First is going to be upstream. You need the orange gem for it. Like I said at the start of the run, there is a revisit skip for it, but it's too inconsistent for a marathon. Also, sorry for that Discord sound. I don't know if anyone, I don't know if the stream heard that, but I don't know why streamer mode isn't on. It usually mutes those sounds. So box under this thing. It's a pretty dumb spot, IMO. So yeah, there is a way to get to this part without the orange gem, but it's too inconsistent for a marathon. It's such a precise trick that it's random, because your positioning in this game gets rounded. It's not the same every time. My PB does have it though, it has all the revisit skips. My PB is 106.05. You didn't hear anything interesting. Oh hey, gaming expert. That's fine, don't have to apologize. Oh, the message was from you. Rolling Stones. We can now 100% this level because we got the blue gem from Toxic Waste. Gonna do a TNT spin up here and get a momentum drop. Nice. That one's pretty cool. It causes a lot of lag because it's just so many TNTs blowing up. So you just gotta be prepared for that. Guess I should have damage abused because I don't want to get invincibility here. Again, invincibility is generally pretty bad for this game. And this is what we use the blue gem for. There's no way to get down there without the blue gem at the moment. You can actually break some of the boxes without going down there with invincibility, but you die in the process, so it's useless. And we can't even get all the boxes. I think we only got like 5 out of 6. "1-0 die. 1-0 Y." Thanks anyway, gaming expert. I appreciate it. Yeah, so at the end of the game, you have a lot of gems going by because you just have so many. It can get pretty tedious. Pretty boring to watch. But at the same time, it like does show your progress. So I feel what they intended. Wow, I lost that turtle, but it worked out because I did like a damage abuse off him, and it dropped my jump, so that doesn't even matter, so that's pretty epic. Don't clip inside the wall. It's a huge problem with that turtle. Like always clipping the wall there. So yeah, Native Fortress. You need the red gem. How did that hit me? From Lost City in this version, I guess. There's that cool sub jump again. It wasn't under the spike this time, but still pretty cool. Wasn't sure about that cycle at first. I'll probably get the mask at this vertical section just for a safe measure. I would like it for Boulder Dash as well, though. Boulder Dash you can do at TNT damage abuse. Makes things a bit smoother. Yeah, that's right. All gems will be later, the NST version of this game, Insane Trilogy Remastered. So you could compare how things in that work to this, if you watch both. It's pretty cool. So much good stuff in this marathon. So much Crash. Crash forever, man. I really like this part of the game. I think it's really pretty. I think they did a great job on that background. Seeing all the other two islands. Feels kinda surreal. Oh, nice. I fat fingered X. At least I can go back up there. That's never happened before, though. Dang. Good thing there's no death trigger there. It's just free falling. It's surprising there isn't a death trigger there, actually, because Naughty Dog loves death triggers. Like, they're all over the place in this game. I just know where they are, so I know how to avoid them. Some of them are just in really stupid spots that shouldn't kill you, but they do. There we go. At least it didn't die. Yeah, you must destroy your sleep schedule to watch this whole marathon. Yeah, I'm sure VV loves the death triggers too. They like dick. Alright, so final level. You need the purple gem for this level, which you got from Lights Out. The gem path at the end of this level is pretty cool as well. I don't like it as much as Native Fortress, but still pretty neat. It almost like feels rewarding. Like when you play casually, you work hard to get those color gems and then you get these cool areas unlocked. It's alright. I guess this isn't like the final level, but who really counts Great Hall as a level? Give me damage abuse on this. There we go. So here, there's a thing we call boulder skip. You want to be able to get on the purple gem platform at the end of this final stretch without getting crushed by the boulder and without having to wait for it. So hopefully I do. Again, my downward zigzag is pretty bad, but I can usually make this by a decent margin. Jeez. It's really bad, but it's free. Oh, and the boulder is actually slower on NTSCJ, so it's easier than on NTSCU. It's also nice, because this is the end of the run where my thumb can sometimes be really tired after all the levels. So it's nice that it's not too much of a demanding zigzag. Oh, he died in the very last plant? Dang. That is kind of easy to happen, though. Like, it's a depth perception thing. The depth perception in that area is quite bad. Is this a 115? I think it is. Great Hall doesn't take that long. So, time's coming up very shortly. It's at the very end of this next level, where I'll, reach Tana, the girl, and, lose control, and that's when timing ends. So here, every single gem we've gotten, except for the color gems, fun fact, acts as a platform so we can get to the end here. I really like the music here. Not the most climactic ending, but and timing stops here. 1:15:53, could be worse, but could have been better at the same time. My estimate was 125, so does that mean we have more time? So I could, show off something? Yeah, they fixed that in NST. It's still sub 120 at least. I think that's usually sort of the goal for marathons. It's at least a sub 120. I would have liked at least a sub 115, but eh. Still glad I was able to show off a decent amount of stuff in that run. So yeah, 1:15:53. My PV is a 1:06:05. But with the nature of this category, it's really, really easy to just be several minutes behind, just because of one death even, because when you die, you can, you gotta restart the level. Oh, right, it's different. Yeah, I remember you were telling me about that. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll show upstream skip and Cortex Power. I just gotta reset my PS2 then, because you can't skip these credits. Also gotta put in the memory card. And yeah, I guess I'll show off both upstream and Cortex Power, because I didn't get Cortex Power skip in the run. Here's my glorious Japanese PS2. Oh, wow, I forget how to do this, apparently. There we go. The buttons to do that are different from on American PS2s. They changed it for whatever reason. I still mix it up sometimes, I guess. For some reason, these intro things are still in English, but like everything else is Japanese. There's a sign at the start of Road to Nowhere that says danger. They made that Japanese. But they didn't make the entrance to Cortex Power Japanese. They like that's still in English. They're just super lazy. Like, I strongly believe the localization of this to Japan was really, really lazy. Just gonna get some lives. There is a gem path in Castle Machinery, but you don't see it in 100% because it's just extra lives and a shortcut to the end, and obviously this is only shown in any percent. So in any percent, you still get the green gem there. Just skip that long and boring level. I guess I'll just show off Cortex Power first, since I'm here. I won't do the full level. I'll just go to the parts that have the skip. So yeah, this is the entrance. As you can see, the blue gem platform's there, but you can get into that path without it. If you just run up against this wall, and as you can see, Crash is like getting stuck on the wall, like he's not running across it like this. If you hold a diagonal, he gets stuck. Now, there's a clip on this wall. It can be either here or here. It's random. At least at the moment, we don't know what causes it. So is it here? Looks like it's here. And then you mash, jump, and spin up that wall. Do a bunch of inputs up there, and you end up over here. Pretty much teleport. It's pretty interesting, but I believe it's something to do with the camera. Like, the camera thinks Crash is supposed to be over there, so the game just moves him there. Now I can thoroughly more explain this, because I don't have a box bridge to do. I'll get this checkpoint up here, in case it doesn't work. Swag. Fucked up anyway. So what you do here is you run up against this pipe, and then you hold right against this wall, and it sets you up for a clip. And you just hold a diagonal, and you try to do a submarine jump off this invisible clip that's on that wall. Now the problem with this is that it's random. The clip likes to disappear. Presumably it goes to another spot on the wall, but we don't even really know much about that. We haven't been able to figure really anything out to get this consistent. So it's one of those crappy parts of the run where you just gotta hope. Let's see if it works now. No, see there it didn't work. Like, Crash didn't even get a clip off the wall. That time it worked. So as you can see there, I did a submarine jump off the wall and was able to get over to the other side without the blue gem. It's pretty cool. It'd be much better if it was consistent and not random, but it is what it is. If you're like a task person who knows how to work like task simulators and memory addresses or whatever, and you can maybe look into that a bit more for us, then we would really appreciate that. If you find anything, let us know. Because we're really desperate. And none of us really know how to use that kind of stuff to research it. So this is upstream skip. I didn't do this in my run because it's too inconsistent. The inconsistent part being the last part you do. But you do need one mask entering this level. And then you get the one at the start, so you have two. And then at the next mask you get invincibility, which you need to get a box that's under the bridge, which you're supposed to have the orange gem for on a revisit. Like, as you saw in my run I did a revisit to this level. So up here we're gonna get invincibility. And then do a submarine jump to break this hidden box. First try, let's go. And then you can do some cycle skips here. You don't need those for the skip, but it's just faster, also nice. It doesn't matter, I can still show it off. Obviously, in a run, I wouldn't be able to do the skip here because I died. I'd have to re-enter the level or come back to it. I really hate that checkpoint spot, like it makes that jump really awkward. And I'm enjoying failing this, apparently. Oh my god, I hate these jumps so much. I suck so much at them. Like, how did I not make that? That should have easily made it. I can't even show off the frickin' skip because of this garbage. There we go. There we go. So, what you want to do here is get on a spot on the lily pad that can work. I'm going to do a diagonal jump against the invisible wall on the right, and if I get good luck, Crash will ride up the wall if you mash square and jump. Spin and jump. And it's inconsistent because it's just so precise that Crash's pixel position gets rounded, so it's not consistent every time. The game sees you in a different position each time you do this, so it's never consistent. It looks like I'm on a pretty good position now. There's multiple spots on the lily pad that can work, but this spot has given me good luck in the past, but it could still not work, so we'll see. No, it didn't, of course. So yeah, I call that getting bad pixels. Because obviously my position, according to the game, wasn't good enough. But it's out of my control. That could work as well. Nope. It could take several tries before we get it. And this stupid jump doesn't help. Nope. Hopefully I can get it at least once. My PB does have this whole thing, though. Oh, there we go. As you can see, Crash went up the wall, and I'm out of bounds right now. I've just got to watch out for holes. Like, you can fall down and die in the water if you aren't careful. And I jump back into the gem path, get these 2 boxes, and then we go to the end, and it's like, yeah. So, I think that's about it for me. Really crappy showing of upstream skip, but I haven't done PB attempts in like a week probably. I've just been doing resetless runs, preparing for this, so... Yeah, like I don't even think I practiced it today because I knew I wasn't doing it in my run. So yeah, 1:15:53. Could have been better, but could have been much worse. So I guess I'll take it. Yeah, my PB has all the skips. 1 for 7. 106.05 is my PB, second place. So yeah, I guess I'll hand it over to Ramacharn, I believe, whose run is up next. The GBA Crash legend. Good luck to him on his run, and good luck to everyone else on their runs. So yeah, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.